Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Carson.
Today we are watching Jujutsu Kaisen episode 22. What happened last time?
The last time was the Jun Maeda episode where everybody played baseball and the Kyoto team cheated horrifically and Yuji hit a home run, did he? Yeah. It was awesome.
Some epic music.
It was great, and they were the principals were lamenting what happened with Geto, the mysterious incident, and everything like that. We got some backstory as to why the Kyoto principal wanted to kill Yuji so badly is because he feels some guilt or some regret about how that whole situation turned out. Is worried about something like that happening again. It isn't just out of nowhere. So. Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, so we would ask you to please, before you watch this video, make sure that you have watched Jujutsu Kaisen from a legal source, support the official release, come here to see what we have to say, not to watch the show for free.
So aggressive.
I just need to make sure that you have supported the official release. And also, make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video and you want to stick around for future stuff. Let's get into it. Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 22, let's go.
Oh no. Is he gonna fucking die? Oh. I kind of be pissed too, to be fair. This doesn't seem like the first time. But of course that's attracting the spirit. Yeah, I'd be pissed off too. If if I was paying for a place with like a really high security and there was no
and then it just
everything was just malfunctioning, like the cameras weren't even on. Oh, but there was a camera there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There was a camera watching him about to get fucking shredded apart.
But the power is going out, so. Stabbed to death.
All the same complaint?
Weird. It's like a cursed spirit, but a serial killer as well.
Why do you sound nervous?
Oh,
what?
No, they showed up and there was a funeral going on there.
I don't understand. What?
That guy, they came to see that guy, but he was already dead. The teacher.
Middle schoolers smoking?
I'm feeling it's not you two.
Yeah. They know Megumi.
You better not be reporting any doors that won't open anytime soon.
Even she's in on it.
Still calling them A and B. Creepy.
Yeah, I imagine a suicide spot would be a really easy place to find cursed spirits. She's dead, apparently. Wait. Different girl. Cursed womb? Question mark? That's what I figured. I was wondering why Geto is wearing different clothes.
That's disgusting.
What the fuck?
He's doing like with Yuji.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be a foil type thing.
Whatever you do, do not report that. Yikes. Very convincing. Probably not.
With your sister involved? Yeah, right. I love how he's calling her like his older sister already. Right before the end of the episode, of course.
Smack it. It looks
It's like a fucking car alarm. It's like a Diglett.
Like a whack-a-mole or something. It looks creepy.
It's just a fucking den of them.
No, that's the one.
one?
That Mahito sent that one.
Right.
And I still hate the noise all curses make. It's just disgusting every time.
So do you understand the whole curse thing? Because I literally don't. I need to check back and like rewatch all that shit. Can you explain to me like what the fuck is going on with like the door, how it's connected to the door and the bridge, and you need to go at like.
So this bridge thing, they thought that it was bungee jumping, but it was actually. The only people who are affected are people who went down and they did like this weird thing where they jumped over the little river.
Yeah. Into the domain. Yeah, but the domain is only up at a certain time.
It can't be going all the time, so it's only I think you can only it's only activated when you do that.
Okay.
It's not just if you go off the bridge or you walk down there. If you do anything else, nothing will happen to you.
Yeah.
But if you do that specific thing,
it's
then
kind of like a little ritual. Like you need to follow the specific thing. Yeah.
But if you were a normal person, you wouldn't see that.
Right.
And if you remember, those 4 guys were just like passed out down there and didn't remember anything. But they something obviously happened to them where they'd then passed out and were laying there.
But they weren't killed.
But then. For some reason, 20 years later for those guys, it got them. But now, even, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's just now deciding to, go after people. Oh.
Is it bad?
I was thinking
Does it taste like shit?
Passed down for generations.
It's just so disappointing. Really? Okay, so what was the deal with the door?
I'm not, okay, here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe we should look back on it.
I'm not entirely sure why, but I know that this thing is, disrupting the door type of thing. It's just opening the door for some reason.
Is it the same thing?
It's the same thing, yeah. It's showing up and killing them right outside their door. Maybe it's because you
Is this supposed to be really obvious that I'm just a fucking idiot?
Maybe it's because you walked into its place, so now it's gonna come to your place and get you. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we should look at that again, because I don't want to go on a rant about how dumb this is without actually knowing what's going on. Because maybe I missed something. Let's see. Let's go find where they explain all this shit. And before we go back, do we know about Fushigero's sister? We didn't. We didn't know about his sister.
I don't think
we
so.
knew about an upperclassman that he was really connected to, but that's not his sister. That's a different person.
I'm not sure.
Let's go back and see. Maybe we're supposed to put those pieces together. That's a different thing.
That's the same thing.
It is the same thing. No, okay, yeah, as in the roof, but the blue thing is
just
what
showed
Mahito.
Up. Yeah, and it said, "Oh, someone got here before me." It was coming there.
Right.
Too.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I can understand that. That's easy. So that is the same. That's the curse of the bridge.
Yeah.
Test of courage that they go through when they're like little kids. So it's not the same apartment that's like has a connection to the curse.
Well, that's why even that girl's like family store is doing that for her.
But for her, it's happening now, or
yeah,
but she wasn't
this is
killed.
Also happening now.
But that happened 20 years after.
Yeah, well, but it's all happening now, so it could be that this curse had been in place for a long time. Maybe has only recently gained enough power to like actually carry it out, or whatever.
Oh, I'm fucking so dumb. Those 4 that died, right?
Yeah.
That 20 years after they graduated were the same 4 that were unconscious under the bridge.
Oh, you didn't know that?
That, I don't know how I missed that piece. I thought they were talking about another recent group of kids connected to the girl, like the sister of that guy. Okay, that's a very critical piece of information that wasn't made fully clear.
Oh, yeah, he's telling the story.
He's telling
of how
that story. That. Okay. That clears a lot up. That was just a random other story about another group of kids that also did the test of courage or something.
No, he's telling the story about specifically those 4.
Also, what's this girl's name? I really like her. So that's why, okay, I'm starting to put this together. What's so funny? So, okay, it doesn't just hold the doors open when they die or like up to it. It's like from the time they get the curse to the time that they die.
It's been a week since this has been happening to her. It starts 2 weeks and then they die.
Okay, but for those guys it was 20 years.
I don't know that we have to know 100% like why the time delay or whatever. Okay. I think it's just you go there, you get cursed, and then at some point this will happen to you.
Okay.
Maybe brought about by other things, maybe it's not.
Maybe so that we're not necessarily supposed to know the full scope of it.
Fully everything.
Tell us if we missed something.
I watch a lot of like I feel like I've watched more like crime shows or like supernatural or like some weird shit's going on and like this is that. So it's
I'm not super into that kind of shit. So.
I kind of like that stuff. So I don't think that we're supposed to know every reason why this curse is doing what it's doing.
Because she's about to die. And his older sister
who can't say if any of this weird shit is going on. So we won't have any indication of when she will die. So it's extremely time sensitive that they do it as soon as possible because she,
Maybe it's 4 people. No, but more people have had to have done that.
Yeah.
Than just 20 years ago, and then now people are starting to do it again. It's the way the guy talked about it.
And this was a few years ago as well for these girls too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so Fushigero's older sister was because
they said in grade 8.
But
the girls did it.
Okay, so she was with the group with this girl that did it.
Yeah, she was with this girl.
Yeah. Okay, all right. I don't know why this is so confusing to me. Like I don't know why. I'm not this dumb usually, but it just seems. Is it me or did they explain this bad?
Personally, I really like this. I don't think
it's not that I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it. I like it. I'm just I don't know why I'm super confused by it. It's weird. I fully accept responsibility for it. I'm not even saying the show is bad. I like this. I like where this is going. What I really love is that they're doing exactly what I wanted them to do was do something other than just another training arc. Like have some sort of personal stakes. We're introduced more into Fushigero's past with his family and shit, which he's really doesn't like to share. He doesn't like to be super personal with shit. I like that they're giving some actual stuff here rather than just a training arc or like a decompression or a bunch of lore dumps or like a bunch of boring shit between now and the end of the season. If they start even just a mini like Monster of the Week type arc that spans a few episodes, I'm totally fine with that. I actually like that.
It doesn't need to be a huge thing.
And they could have just been a throwaway arc, but instead they added like real personal stakes for one of the main characters. So they really they're making the most out of the time that they have, and I really, really appreciate that. That's so awesome. And yeah, it doesn't need to be a world-ending thing, but making it a personal thing, like a detective like type story.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're just gonna do
Nancy
our
Drew.
job, because I think we sometimes forget that this is actually their job of just like going around and there's so much like big like god tier curse shit going on,
and it's still connected to that.
It is, but we forget that the purpose of Jujutsu sorcerers a lot of the time, especially at like the level they are, is just like, oh, we've heard reports of curses over here. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
But we've done barely any of that.
We did that
because
at the beginning,
we've been wrapped
and then we've
up
just been
in the greater plot.
Since like Junpei, we haven't really done much of that.
But this is cool.
I like it. I really like this.
Fucking Mahito still just like weaseling himself into the plot. Just.
So were those the cursed wombs? They wouldn't waste that. Like, they were trying to seal... Is that what we're meant to think that those are? Like, because they stole a bunch of cursed objects. They stole 6 fingers and then 3 of the cursed womb sealing jutsu things that they were going to use to seal GOJO.
No, I thought something else was sealing GOJO. I thought there was, like, some kind of other thing that was, like, a trap. I
think it was referred to... There's so much I wish I knew more about with this show, but I just don't. That's maybe, is that a complaint? I don't know. I guess I won't say that because obviously I'm too dumb to figure out like the basic things with this episode.
Well, also but, I'm sure if you were watching this not week to week, like if especially if I was reading it
all at once. A lot of people like read this as well, and I feel like a lot of people really praise the manga because manga just doesn't have the same problems of like needing to go back and rewatch the episode to understand what's going on if you didn't get it the first time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really liking it, and it's not even a thing of like, I don't even know if I would say it's a complaint of the show because it might just be me. But it's a common thing that when they get into like the mechanics of the curses and shit like that, it's just like, and it might just be that I'm relying too much on conventions and they're trying to introduce something new, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense with what I thought it was. So I'm not like fully following along. I think it can
also be that like. A lot of the curses, like the big curses that we've come into contact with, behave like people and are making plans. Whereas I think this is more of like a supernatural element. These people went to this place and got, like when you think about it, of like, oh, they went to this place, they got cursed, and then years later, oh no, this like ghost is coming back to get them, and now they're dying mysteriously. When you think about it like that, it makes a lot more sense. It's not
a lot more of curse rather than just like, you know, demons. Or like people.
Yeah, there doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, they waited this long because of this, or because, oh, they planned this. No, it just, sometimes weird shit just happens at these literally haunted locations.
I appreciate that. That's what I'm appreciating about this arc, is that they're bringing it back to that aspect of it, that it's less like, you know, all this cabal of demons and sorcerers and shit, and they're all conspiring against the world. It's more of... Like, it's more congruent with the aesthetic of these are ghosts. This is like really supernatural stuff. I really like that. I guess
that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why you're a little bit confused, because it's
kind of switched gears.
It is kind of different than some of the things that we've been dealing with, but it's not just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It is.
I like it.
Not
I really
all curses are on the same level of intelligence or planning or strategy. Some of them are just... whatever, and gain more power at certain times.
I wasn't like under this assumption that the curse was like planning things out. I thought that it was like more of a trigger, but like figuring out the connection between automatic doors 20 years from now, automatic doors 2 weeks afterwards, a couple years after graduating middle school, and Fushiguro's now introduced sister who has been under the curse and is unconscious or in some sort of like... She's a vegetable. Like, she's not conscious. She's, like, on her deathbed somewhere. Like, a lot was introduced about this, and there isn't, like, a through line of... The only through line is the going under the bridge, and then at some point the doors malfunction and you get stabbed to death. But the time frame, I guess, kind of maybe confused me, and obviously I didn't pick up that it was the same 4 kids that they were talking about that recently died, that were unconscious here, and then we were introduced to like a new group of kids who did it a couple years ago, and you know, like so yeah, I don't know, but the modern kid, like the kids who are in the middle school right now, say that they don't do shit like that. That their parents, that they were saying their parents, so it's possible that between those guys that died recently and did it 20 years ago, and the girls that did it relatively recently, there was no one else between that, possibly.
It is possible.
It's possible, but it seems like the fact that the custodian guy knew that there was like a thing. Like,
well, a lot of people
like, had
bungee jumped, but as we know, bungee jumping does not actually bring about this curse.
It's going under. It's bungee jumping from under the bridge.
No, it's literally just going down there and
Where
then
people
jumping
die.
over that little river is what it is. So maybe a lot of people didn't do. Maybe that was just a specific thing that not a lot of people did. Maybe even years before those guys did it, someone else did it, and we just don't know about it. Maybe
Yeah.
There's a lot of different.
It's really cool. It makes me want to figure it out, I guess. So that's a point in its favor. But it was a slow episode. I liked it, though. If I had followed along the first time we watched it, like the first watch through, then I think I would have liked it a lot more. I like the new girl. Did we get her name? I think they said it at one point, but I forget.
I don't know. She's pretty cool. She's really funny. She's just so bad.
I love how they just introduce her, and they just... What I appreciate is, like, the whole time they were in the car at the beginning, I was just like, who are you? And then, I'm thinking, like, as it went on, I'm just like, well, how would it be better if they just like, hey, I'm this person, and this, like, we're jumping into the action with the understanding that they know who she is, that she works for Jujutsu Tech or for the sorcerers or whatever, and they're not just gonna, hey, person's name. Like,
I'm going to say your name 5 times in this first scene so that they all know it.
Yeah. So I appreciate that they didn't like baby me in that way. I like that it felt a lot more natural. Like she was just like
there.
And we skipped over. We didn't need to have like a big introduction because we got introduced to her through dialogue and through action and figuring things out. And she has her own little quirks and shit like that. And she's interesting. I like her a lot. Yeah. I don't know. I like the episode. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next time. And Yuji is gearing up to fight he's tanking the blue guy while the 2 others are tackling like the actual curse of this area. So, yeah. I wonder if there's going to be friendly fire among the curses because they're not like related.
We still don't know what Mahito told this guy to get him to show up there either. So we'll see like what maybe the goal there is. But,
I think it's just to fucking kill him.
But either way, we'll find out on next week.
No, we do know. Sorry, we do know. Because we saw when they were on the beach. We do know this, or at least I think we do. Last episode, we got the flashback to when all of the evil, the cursed spirits people were talking about, how to get to the next stage in their plan and stuff like that, and talking about what they were going to do for the exchange event, etc. And they were talking about that Sukuna has a landmine, and the landmine is Fushiguro. So they possibly did research on Fushiguro, know about his sister, know about the relationship to this curse. So then I think that this is them sort of worming in and trying to get a rise out of Sukuna, or trying to get something, because Sukuna is obviously interested in Fushiguro at some level, and they know that. So that I think that's they're trying to fuck with that in some way.
That would make sense, yeah.
I think that's the connection. I'd like that to be confirmed though, and I guess we'll shall see. We'll
find that out next week. Make sure to like this video if you're still here, subscribe, and so you can check out our next one. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.